And just like that, we're back. The Pew Podcast, starring C. Ashley Brown Lawrence, Davis Mays, Ron Todd, and the legendary Monique Walker. Hold on to your hats. We discuss everything on the Pew.
Do discuss everything on the Pew. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, brother.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am wonderful. Other than my ring light just seems to be extra bright today.
Listen, and I'm the complete opposite over here. I am without a ring light tonight, so it's a little dim in this room now.
Mine just it's giving me a whole lot of shinage today.
It's got you high lifted up.
Everything's a song. Everything.
That's what the wine said. Everything you touch is a song.
But I'm so excited. We have a great show tonight, as always. And Javis and Monique will join us momentarily.
Okay.
And so we're excited about that. But of course, our faithful Pew crew, they are coming in. I love y'all so much.
Always. They are so faithful to us. We love y'all, Pew crew.
Oh my gosh, I just don't know how much we love y'all. And listen, as y'all coming in, don't forget to like and share. Let somebody know that we are here. I'm actually going to do the same thing. I'm going to start letting people know that we are here. Wow, Savannah, we haven't seen you in a while. Savannah Blunt says, "Hey, Pew crew, what's up, Savannah?"
That's my
Our
little
long
sis.
lost child.
Yeah.
Good to see you tonight. Let's see who else we got. Excuse me, Kevin Moore was the first one. Says, "Good evening, Pew crew." Kevin.
Good evening, Mr. Moore.
Yes, we love Kevin.
Yes.
Kiana Parker says, "Hey, Pew crew." Hey,
she's so funny to me. Like, watch her comments. Her comments are hilarious.
I love Kiana too. She's been hanging with me all night. Thank you so much, Kiana. I appreciate that. Same with Renee. She says, "Good evening, Pew family." Good evening, Renee. Thank you so much for hanging with me all night. Let's see. Keisha Chapman, that's my assistant. She says, "Hey everyone." Hey Keisha, be ready. Be ready, Keisha. Be on your post. Pastor Darlene Bell said, "Praise the Lord." Pastor Ron, Todd, and I'm sorry, I lost it. Sorry, Pastor Ron, Todd, and Pew crew. God continue to bless you all richly and abundantly. Awesome. Thank you so much. God bless you as well. Very nice opening. Thank you. Renee Rogers is clapping, and then we already read Savannah. I see y'all coming in. Come on. Wait a minute.
Listen, I got the best friend in the world, because when I say so, I'm at my church right now doing this, and that's why my ring light and everything isn't here. And he's so technical. This Negro has went and found a lamp just loose in this church somewhere.
You know, whatever you need.
Man, thank you, man.
Listen, whatever you need is in the temple. You hear me?
Listen, apparently so.
If you're looking for love, it's in the house.
In the house.
Everything you need is in the house.
Everything you need.
Yes. Now, I see who else? Oh, Colby. Colby says, "Hey, Pew crew, it's Pew Day." Yes, it is. That's what's up. Right. Savannah said, "Friends that come through in a clutch."
Period.
Keisha said, "Let a little light in on the situation." Listen, a little light on the situation.
Right on time light.
Listen, he's a right now God. Yes, he is. Well, Ashley, what's been going on?
Man, I am. Huh?
I said, what's been going on over the last week?
Oh man, I've just been trying to get this CD finished. You know, one of the most tedious parts about all of this is getting all the post stuff done. So we're in the middle of post production, trying to get all the background vocals and musicianship and instrumentation and stuff all finished up, so we can look for we finally got a release date, so I'm praying to God that we keep it. But we're looking at January of next year for the album to come out. We're doing a soft release in December, but we're gonna do like the actual release in January, and I am uber excited about it. Like I cannot tell you how excited I am to finally get this out and to share with the world what we've been sitting on the past 5 years. So
It's so funny though because it's like in situations like that when it's like, man, we got this, we ready. It's like God has a whole nother plan, but it's like
yeah,
when it happens, it's His timing, and it's even better than what we ever imagined.
I really believe that, and I think all of the frustration and everything that has been going on, all the obstacles and attacks and all of that, that's been going on. I think it's just to intensify my witness when it comes time for me to release this. I think I would have appreciated it when it first came out, but now it's a deeper appreciation for what God is about to do through me and with me and for me through this album. Because I've had so many more struggles the past 5 years than I would have had it come out in 2017 when we actually did it and released it. So I
Yeah.
think this just kind of strengthens my testimony, and my excitement goes to another level when it comes to releasing it now. Um, so I'm really excited, and I think it's really going to bless people. I pray to God that it blesses everybody that hears it. So I'm really hyped about it.
Well,
I've
one
been
thing about it, you've been working, period, not just on your album, but you've been working.
yeah.
Kobe, I was saying the same exact thing. First of all, walk that stage, man. Yes. Listen, don't
That
stand
was
in one
crazy.
spot. You got this whole stage. Work it. Huh? Somebody's been taught well. We worked that stage. I was just about to say the same thing. Walk. Yes.
Y'all are so silly, man. That is such a blessing, period. Like, first of all, that song is one of my favorite songs that I've ever covered. It's One Prayer Away with Kevin Lemons and Higher Calling on their new CD entitled Third Round. And I'm so excited for them. They're in the first rounds of Grammy considerations right now.
Wonderful.
So yeah, for best gospel album and for best gospel song with their single For Your Good was written by my big brother, my little big brother, because he's short, Brandon Pear from Huntsville, Alabama. So I'm so excited. But I was so hyped to be a part of that album. Like every song on it is amazing. So if you haven't gotten it yet, go get it. But it was really, really a dope experience to be a part of it with so many other great artists, Josiah Martin and Jason Claiborne and LeJeune Thompson and
Oh yeah.
yeah. So it's incredible. Elijah Bell, and it's just an amazing experience to be a part of it. Of course, that's an old school cover of One Prayer Away, a Chicago bop, and Leanne Faye didn't leave me a whole lot to do, so I just had to go for what I knew.
Oh,
But yeah, she don't leave you a lot to follow behind, so I do what I can. But I really love doing that song.
Well.
Yeah, so shout out to them. Shout out to Kevin Lemons and Higher Calling, my fam from ATL.
Yes. Well,
what's been up with you, sir?
Oh my goodness. How people like nothing much, be just lying. No, I got quite a bit going on. But right now the biggest thing that's happening is the play Christmas at Chalet's. It will take place on Saturday, December 11th and Sunday, December 12th. There'll be two shows on both days, one at 3 p.m., one at 7 p.m. It's going to be at 215 32nd Street, Newport News, Virginia. It's an incredible theater there that's owned by Full Gospel Kingdom Church. I'm super excited to partner with my home church. That's my where my bishop presides, and so that's who covers our church. And so we're partnering to do this amazing show that I've done a few times here in Detroit. It's straight comedy. There'll be an updated flyer with some of the actors on it very, very soon. We are starting, we have a table read this week, so I'm really excited about it. It's going to be amazing, you guys. So listen, inbox me if you want tickets. Tickets go on sale next week. So if you want tickets, inbox me. It'll be $35 for VIP, $25 for general admission. Listen, guys, it's going to be hilarious. It's something for everybody, too. It's kids can come to this show. It's not like rated R. No, anybody can come to this show. It's really, really hilarious. It's going to be something fun for the family right before the holidays. So that's my world right now. Christmas at Chalet's is what's happening.
Awesome.
Well,
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that support, Ashley.
Absolutely. If I was there, I'd super support.
I know
I
you
would
would.
be at every show. So
I know you would. So we're gonna record it, so I'll be able to show clips of the DVD here on the show and things of that nature. We'll make sure you guys get DVDs. I'm so excited. It's gonna be really, really good. I was so apprehensive about doing the show this year, and God opened the door, and so that's how we knew that it was the perfect time to do it again. And so, I'm just thankful for all of the gifts. Sometimes we think in one avenue, well, I'm just going to keep singing, I'm just going to keep preaching. And it's like, God's like, no, I gave you this too. He allows you to utilize different gifts at higher capacities in different seasons. And I think that it's just important to be in tune spiritually to allow him to really guide and direct your path to know where he wants you to go and what he wants you to do in that season. So
absolutely. I think that's one of the things that I appreciated the most about the pandemic. Because I definitely think that God allowed everybody to kind of come out of their comfort zone. And he stretched all of us, beyond our capacity, beyond what we thought we were capable of doing before we had time to just kind of sit still and analyze ourselves and relearn ourselves. We got a chance to just sit and look at ourselves in the mirror and spend more time with ourselves. It was a lot more that came out of that quiet time than we thought it was. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't even know that I was interested in until I got a chance to sit down, because so many years with the hustle and bustle of the way that we know our lives to be, our normal lives to be, we kind of get engrossed in what we're common with, and what we're used to, the things that we're used to going through, and the things that we're used to giving ourselves access to, and giving other people access to, as far as we're concerned. But I think once we got a chance to slow down, you saw triple the amount of Black-owned businesses and so many other entrepreneurs coming out of this at a time where we should have been, just sitting still and nothing happening.
Right.
God allowed us to be more productive in that time, and he showed us a lot about ourselves, since we couldn't. And this is one of the things that I loved, was that when we couldn't use one gift, he allowed us to recognize another. He allowed us to unmask and uncover and dig up another gift. So it's such blessed assurance, because it lets us know that we're not limited, and we're still necessary in some kind of way. In any way that he wants to, he's going to use us. He's going to get the glory out of us. And so when I couldn't sit down, and when I couldn't move and sing and travel, he allowed me to see that there were other things that I could be doing. So I'm still useful, I'm still necessary. And I think that was a way of blocking a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of stuff that we could have been going through mentally and emotionally, by just letting us know that we were still useful. It was just in a different way. My dad always talks about how there was this cup that he used to drink out of all the time at the house, and one day somebody dropped it, and the handle broke off. And he said, instead of him throwing it in the garbage, he didn't think that it wasn't useful anymore. He just found another way to drink out of it.
Wow, I love that.
And that's the way that God does us. You know, he doesn't see us as broken or as useless just because one part of us isn't necessarily being used at the time. He just finds another way to use us.
Woo, that's powerful.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that. That's one of the things I love about God. You know, he always finds a way to remind us that we're still useful. I don't know who needs to hear that. I don't even know where that came from, but I believe that God is letting us know, you know, and reminding us daily that we're still useful.
Thank you, Lord.
You know, there were so many times where even in the middle of me trying to get this album out, where I wanted to quit, Ron. I wanted to completely be done with it. I said I was just gonna sing in the choir. I was gonna praise and worship here at the church and be done with it. But God allowed me to see that there's more to me than what I'm used to. Even in my singing, there was a different way that he wanted to utilize my gift, because there was a different level of people that he wanted me to reach. And that's why he digs up all of those other gifts, and he digs up all that other stuff in us that we probably wouldn't have even been strong enough or courageous enough to touch. There was probably stuff inside of us that we were too scared to venture into, but it's always been there. But now that we had no choice but to be able to move forward some kind of way, then God is like, okay, use this. This is in you now. Now do something with this. You know, and it's amazing the way that he just keeps us in the position to always know that he's faithful to us, and he uses us, and we have the gifts that he put inside of us. And he wants us to be successful. That's the thing. I always tell people, God is rooting for us. He is our biggest fan. He's our biggest cheerleader. He is rooting for us to succeed. And so he puts things inside of us for such a time as this, when we can't be useful in the way that we're used to. He'll find another way to use the gifts that he put inside of us. So
and you know,
I'm thankful for that.
One thing you've heard me say on the show a few times is learn how to measure your success, however, with your own ruler.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times we look at someone else's success and we feel unsuccessful because maybe we didn't get the award that they got, or maybe we didn't get the numbers that they reached and things of that nature.
Or the acknowledgement.
And the thing is, if one person got saved through your ministry, you're successful.
People need to know that.
You gotta know and understand.
That's not just a cliche. That's not just something that people say. And it irritates me so much when people say, well, who y'all too saved for me? Y'all want to act like y'all don't want all these people standing up and clapping for me. No, because if you got the big picture, then people standing up and clapping is the little picture.
That's right.
That's not what I do that for. I would rather see people doing this and doing this to God than doing this to me.
You want to know why? Because you get caught up on that and you're going to have disappointing days. One, because guess what? We're human. So this is not always at its best.
Right.
So everywhere you go, you're not going to always get this.
Exactly. And not just that, people are fickle.
That's right.
Now, even the life of Jesus showed us that they'll be praising you one day and saying crucify you the next day. So you can't depend on that. If you do, then not only does that take away the power that God has over you and within you, but you're giving that power to people. And now you're not useful in the way that God intended for you to be. Now you're a marionette. And you move the way people want you to move. So you'll start believing what people's opinions are of you. You'll start believing that you're less than what you are because you're governed by somebody else's opinions. And that's why the Bible instructs us to be delivered from the opinions of people, because they're too fickle. You can't depend on that. And they didn't even create you. How did we get here?
And they ain't got a heaven and hell to put you in. The thing is, too, I think people get so caught up in this in fame and wanting to be well known and wanting to have a level of notoriety. And I think everybody goes through that at some point in life. But it's important to realize that that's not all what it's cracked up to be, because you can be very known today and then not tomorrow. That's the first thing. And then the other thing is, some people really know what their purpose here on earth is. And everybody can't be a wonder. Everybody can't come out in a puff of smoke and a cape.
Exactly.
Everybody can't sell a million records. Everybody's not going to go platinum. Out of the millions of billions of people in the world who can sing down, who have great stage presence, who are anointed, who are gifted, everybody can't be a star.
Right.
Everybody can't be a sensation. And there are people who understand their divine purpose. They've interceded for it. They understand that God has called them to be the best worship leader they can be within their local assembly. And when I tell you deliverance takes place, breakthroughs
Yes.
happen, people are saved through their ministry, and they
Yes.
are content. Because
Absolutely.
there are people that we know, they are household names that travel the world singing, and people leave worse than they came in because they tired and sweaty and ain't get delivered. Nothing,
Exactly.
So
It's going through the motions, and
it's
it
going through
and
motion.
God is tired of that, because He didn't put us here to entertain these people. He put us here to draw them and minister to them.
That's it.
And the longer that we dwell on stuff like people's applause and people's acceptance and people's acknowledgments and awards, and which all of that is fine and good,
Yeah,
because you're gonna have to acknowledge what I do in order to tell somebody else about it. So
right.
I get that, but let that not be your governing factor. Let that not
Yes,
be what drives you and what motivates you,
right,
because now it's no longer about God. It's
right.
about you, and
And
he
don't
can
get
give us whatever
distracted if you don't get it. And
exactly.
I'm becoming an advocate for it because Ashley will tell you, like, I've had my moments where I really didn't feel adequate. I didn't feel like I had what it took, or
Mm,
like, what I did didn't matter. And I would always downplay what I had going on compared to what anybody else was doing. It's like, oh, well, I'm working on this little album, or I got this little single that I put out, or oh, I got this little play, and I'm just doing it, in this state, whatever. But it was never like, God is so awesome. He's allowed me to do something I'm very proud of.
yeah.
It was like, because I felt like what I was doing, and honestly, that was a learned behavior, because I was so busy measuring myself to someone else's success, or measuring myself to what I felt like, or where I felt like I should be, not realizing like you do real ministry and it's effective.
Right. Right.
And so that's a blessing.
Right. It
You know,
really, really is. Effectiveness, when people realize that being effective is so much more than being impressive, then they'll realize how many souls they need to be pointing towards. Like,
yeah,
stop looking for this all the time. Look for somebody that is broken in the
yeah,
presence of God and wants to give their lives to Him. Like, look for somebody that actually is wanting to make a change in their lives after you've done what you've done. But if I sound like I had a million cracks in my voice and I didn't do my best, hey baby, I see you on there. I love you. I if I feel like I can walk off stage thinking that I did the worst, and I've never, I'm never gonna be able to sing at this place again. But when I get somebody to pull me to the side and say, I almost gave up until you ministered to me. What you
yeah,
sang tonight was for me. I wasn't even coming here tonight. But now that I came and I heard what you sang, I realized that I was supposed to be here and this was supposed to change. See, that's the kind of stuff that I want to hear. Not, ooh, you ripped me down. Ooh, you sang me down.
right,
Ooh, you a beast. All of that's fine and good. It has its place, because you
right.
do want to be able to use your gifts in a skillful way.
That's
But
right.
it has to go beyond the skill if we want to draw people to Christ.
That's right.
And I'm not just going to draw you with my skill. I'm going to draw you with the ministry and with my anointing, with something that I have behind it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How did we get here?
I don't know. We get going. Listen to the saints. Reggie said, "Praise the Lord, saints." Okay.
Hey, baby.
Pastor Darlene said, "Good teaching. Never compare your life to someone else's life." That's right.
Yeah,
Kiana said, "Baby, you can be the worst singer in America, but as long as God gets the glory and someone's life is changed, you're successful." That's
I
right.
agree with that. I agree with that.
Impactful, not impressive.
Exactly. Exactly. That is what you have to strive for. You have to strive to make an impact, not
Absolutely.
just an impression.
Well, guys, speaking of impression, uh, I don't know if this is a good segue or not, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, wait, what am I about to say? But it is time for one of my favorite parts of the show, which is not X, it's Hot Topics.
Ah.
I know y'all thought it was gonna be ask the but not yet.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, so all right, so today in Hot Topics we have so much to talk about. Um and some things that are like headline news is like sometimes I go through it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is horrible.
Mhm.
But we try to excuse me, ladies and
Bless you.
gentlemen. Thank you.
Back on.
We try to bring you guys, stories that are relevant and things of that nature. And so unfortunately today we have a story that comes from Rock Church of Virginia Beach. There was their lead pastor there was arrested on prostitution charges in Chesterfield County. Let's take a look.
18 men accused of solicitation of prostitution in a sting operation. The Chesterfield County Police Special Victims Unit arrested John Blanchard. He is a senior pastor at Rock Church on Kempsville Road. According to police, Blanchard arranged to meet a minor in person for sexual relations. Police say when he arrived at the predetermined location, he was met by police. Investigators arrested Blanchard on October 29th. He has since been.
So he was since released on bond. So, senior pastor of a mega church in Virginia Beach, not far from where Christmas at Shalays will be. Cheap plug. But
Nice.
oh,
Nice. Very nice plug.
no affiliation, but
Right. Make that clear.
no affiliation at all. Just close, So if you're in that area and you're feeling down, come see the play. But he senior pastor, and they set him up. Basically, the authorities must have got wind to the 17-person sex ring. They were with minor children, and so they told him to meet them at a location. He shows up, and instead of the minors, it was the police.
This bothers me on so many levels. And we're a church show, so let's just go there. This kind of stuff irritates me, and I hate to hear people say it, but at the same time it has so much truth, and it is a lot of people's truth. This kind of stuff bothers me because it is not this did not just start happening
Right.
with clergymen, uh, and sometimes women as well, taking advantage of minors. Uh, Too many grown people in the church um, have too many memories from this type of situation. Like too many people that have grown up in the church have stories about people that have molested them, or that have solicited them, or have you know done some type of sexual assault towards them. And I'm so disheartened at the fact that somebody, like, it's one thing to molest a child, but to solicit prostitution, like now you're in the business of it. This isn't just people that are a part of your fold, but this is actually something that you're going out and doing, and making a part of your everyday life. It's sick on a cellular level. um and I'm just praying, for everybody that's involved. I'm praying for, you know the preacher that was exposed. um but it's got to stop. Like we really 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 have to safeguard our children, in church and out of church. This doesn't just happen in churches, because there's plenty of times, we know this happens in the world all the time, but it's a different thing when men and women of God are being called to be coverings and safety, and in some cases guardians, for children and adults alike. People go to you for safety. People go to you to actually receive some type of safety from you, some type of guard. um and they can't get that because we can't necessarily trust a lot of the men and women of God that are that we put our following in, you know. So it's just it's a really sad situation. I'm glad that now that person will not be able to do this to a whole lot of other people. I'm glad that they'll be. I mean, he's set out on bond now, but I think after you do stuff like that, they have to spread the word about that particular type of charge. They have to let people in the proximity of the church know that a registered sex offender, is here. They're going to have to do it where he lives. So I'm pretty sure they're going to have to do it at that actual church and let people know. Excuse me. That that he's there, but it's just it's terrible. It's a really, 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 really terrible thing. And I know that it brings up a lot of serious personal issues for a lot of people that have been attending churches for a while. I've heard a lot of. I was on a cruise once, and I went to a concert for another artist, and that artist, I remember seeing him on a TV show, and he was talking about his relationship as it pertains to his spiritual life and to the church. And one of the saddest things that I heard him say was that he had a problem with going back to his home church because all he could remember was someone taking advantage of him in the building, in the actual church. You can't imagine. And see, the thing that these people are not understanding, and I think that this doesn't just go for preachers, but for people, period, that are taking advantage of minors. They're at vulnerable and impressionable ages. And you're not just, scarring them, but you're sowing seeds, because that's where a lot of the seeds of promiscuity and adultery and fornication and even homosexuality, that's where all of that is. A lot of that is bred from. I'm not going to say that happens. That's why everybody is like that or turns to that. But a lot of people have those type of issues,
right?
Because of their past situations that they can't necessarily deal with. A lot of people have said, if I hadn't been touched by this person, I wouldn't be this way, and it's such a violation. Yeah, that's right, Kevin. It's a huge violation of people's trust, not just the parents that are trusting you with their children, but that child, because now you've shown them that somebody that comes in the name of the Lord can't be trusted.
Right. And that, I think that's what bothers me the most, because
That
it's
makes
like
me
people,
so mad.
and I'm not saying that this makes it any better, but why your kid? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. There's so many willing adults out there. Let's be honest here. You could have got that from somebody else, but
Right.
what is it that makes you? But see, this is the thing that at my purest form of actual consideration, I have to realize that this is learned behavior.
Yeah.
People that violate other people have been violated. So this is something that they've actually learned. This is something that they're probably used to. This is something that they've experienced themselves or seen somebody else do or been taught to do, and it's some sick people out there in the world, but they're not just in the world. There's sick people that come out of the world into the church, and they bring that mess with them.
Yes, they do.
And that's how these kind of stories happen, because somebody thought that it was okay. They got away with the first couple of children, so now they think that it's okay to keep this going. And it's sad. It's really, really sad. And that's a lot of the reason why a lot of people that are grown-ups, if you really talk to them, if you get to the root of why a lot of people don't come to church, or
Mhm.
they said that it's, I have my reasons, I have my personal reasons, but I'd rather have church at home. It's because they don't trust what they've experienced at the house.
That's right.
And it breaks my heart, because like God's house really deserves more respect than that. the calling deserves more respect than that. And we're not perfect. We're all imperfect.
Right.
But you never want to do anything to turn somebody else's, mind and spirit against God. Like, you don't want to make them feel like they can't trust. The Bible says, send thee help from the sanctuary.
Right.
And strengthen you out of Zion. If you can't get no help or strength from here, where else are you going to go?
That's what makes it even sadder. I like this, Kiana, absolutely. And it's not always pastors. Them deacons are something else too. Okay. We're going to get off this, but we're praying for those families. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
It's just terrible.
It is.
On to the next story here. As I'm pulling it up. That one there, though, that was a doozy. When I saw it, I was just like, wow.
That hurts me.
It does. Well, next is a New Orleans bus driver demanding the arrest of 3 parents who allegedly dragged her off the bus while she was driving and jumped her in front of scared students over a bullying incident. So one of the women is already in custody in connection to the incident, which was caught on tape. The New Orleans police say that Kendra Goods is one of the 3 women accused of pulling Andrea Anderson off of the bus and beating her because they were angry about the bullying incident. Let's take a look.
Angry about a bullying incident they say happened on the bus.
As Olivia Vidal reports, the driver now wants them to face charges.
It was just a normal work day for school bus driver Andrea Anderson until it happened right here.
It happened right here, yes.
In the middle of the street.
In the middle of the street, I had cars was, my stop signs was out. I had.
Oh,
Isn't that horrible?
I want to know what the bullying incident was.
My thing is, kids bully kids. That's been going on for years.
Right.
So now we gonna jump the bus driver?
That's what I don't understand.
Kids picking on the kids. What the bus driver got to do with it? She driving.
Yeah. That's dumb. That's really just a misdirection of animosity. Like, the bus driver can't do but so much. Like, she's trying to drive your child to their destination safely. What can she do about people doing stuff in the bus unless they just stop the bus? Back in the day, they stop the bus and they make you sit down and stuff, and they wouldn't move the bus until everything was calmed down or whatever. But
right.
I mean, after that, what else are they supposed to do? You can't. If you raise your child not to be a bully, none of this would happen. How about that?
Kiana said, "Child, I probably would have lost my job that day."
Me too. Because that's self-defense in 50 states.
Were they expecting her to control the situation? Even if, I understand. Yeah. When your kids are on the bus, we expect the bus driver to control the situation to the best of her ability. But to 3 parents deep get on the bus and jump the bus driver because your child's being bullied, at what point do we say, okay, the bus driver can't do everything while she's driving the bus?
Right.
If I'm driving the bus, I can holler and say, y'all stop. I can pull my bus over, but I can't control everything. I just feel like as a parent, that's very inappropriate for me to even take that type of stance. It's like, really? You're going to come beat up the bus driver? And you really think you're going to get away with that? As like, there's not the bus has a attendance as well. Right. They know who's on the bus route. They know who on the bus. So you think they can't do process of elimination to figure out who you are who got on the bus and beat this woman up? And don't they have cameras on those buses? I think so. That might be how they got the video.
But it looks like somebody was videotaping with a phone from the back of the bus.
Oh, okay.
In that clip, it looked like they did. But I thought that there's like a camera right at the front where the bus driver is.
Yeah, it's been a little while for me, so I'm not sure. Kiana Parker said most times the driver is focused on getting these kids to their destination safely. They are, and it's like
that's her only job. She's a driver, not a referee.
And my thing is, now bus drivers can't even be safe on their job because parents are jumping on, beating them.
That's why.
It's awful.
It's a mess.
Oh, okay. Yvette Brown says yes, there are cameras.
I thought there were cameras. So my thing is, this is where communication and maturity comes in. Because if y'all don't know this whole story, don't go jumping on this woman. Because now all of y'all finna go to jail. All y'all finna be sued. And all y'all finna be looking crazy to your kids that you're telling to go to school and act right, but you coming on my bus acting a fool.
Kobe said, yeah, I haven't said it in a while, but the moment the bus driver should have chosen.
I can't stand her for that.
She should have chosen. See, this is what I'm saying. But these must be them young, like 23, 24-year-old parents, who,
that's just humbuggers.
They were 16, because I don't see no real adult, mid-30s, 40 years old, going on no bus to fight no bus.
For what? Is my question. Like, what are you fighting her for? I
don't see it happening.
After you fight her, then what? The bullying incident still happened. It's not going to stop anything in the future. If anything, now everybody done lost so much respect for you. Ain't nobody going to take you seriously. If it happens again, now you done messed up.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like I said, I don't
get it.
Yeah.
I don't get that one.
All right. Savannah said that's just self-defense on the driver's part. Sorry, not sorry.
I agree.
Yeah, me too. 100%.
I definitely agree.
All right, guys. Last thing in Hot Topics, Will Smith. I'm super excited. He has a brand new movie coming out called King Richard, where he portrays Serena and Venus's father, and kind of talks about their life. And of course, Miss Beyonce is on the soundtrack, already showing clips of this incredible song. Let's take a look.
I got these two great tennis players. All we need is a club. Everything to go from prodigy to pro. Raise your hand, Serena. Venus Williams. What you think?
Nobody's taking that bet. Tennis takes expert instruction. It takes families with unlimited financial resources. It's like asking somebody to believe that you got the next two Mozarts in your house.
Venus and Serena gonna shake up this world.
I got 1,000,000 miles on me.
Throw it to the sky. Yeah, that's it. There you go.
They're not going to Wimbledon like this. Not with you and me on those raggedy courts.
We just got to stick to the plan. We got champions in the other room. You told him all this? Richard, I'm impressed. I think you might just have the next Michael Jordan. Oh, no, brother man. I got me the next two.
And can't nobody knock it if they try.
Let me ask you about something. What do you want out of this? I know what your dad wants, but what about you?
Well, I want to win the Wimbledon as many times as anyone's ever won it.
You think you can do that? Every American player got good following this path. We're going to do this a different way.
You pulled him out of juniors. Now you pull him out of practice. You do it constantly.
I'm trying to look out for my kids.
You're looking out for yourself.
This is their life. You've got to let them decide.
Venus Williams, what you want?
Let's show all of those people that I can handle what's coming.
Feels so good to be alive. It feels so good.
You are a champion, and the whole world knows it.
She's playing the best player on the planet. She can't beat her.
But what if she do?
Ain't nobody knock it if they try. This is absolute fight. Look how we've been fighting to stay alive.
Remember who you are. Remember where you came from.
We'll have pride.
I have never been more proud in my whole life. You gonna show them how dangerous you are? Let me see your dangerous face. That's your dangerous face. Make some dangerous noises. There you go. That's your dangerous face. That's okay. Don't do that for the people.
Woo!
You see how big my smile was because I am in love with the concept of this movie. I am
Oh my
so
God.
excited about
I'm
this
so
movie.
excited.
Oh my God, I cannot wait for it to come out. Of course, Will Smith is going to act like she said, act his face off, and
Yeah.
he's doing a terrific job. I've seen like actual interviews, video footage of their father when they're doing interviews and stuff as younger children, and he is doing such a spot on portrayal of this man. I love the story but behind this. I love how much he believed in his girl so much. It reminds me so much of my dad and how much he believed in me, how much he pushed me to do what I'm doing now. And I know how important it is for a parent to be behind you 100% in whatever that you're doing, despite the naysayers and despite all of the obstacles and all the stuff that could have possibly counted you out. So I love everything about this story, and I just cannot wait. I cannot wait to see this. I want to go see it with my dad, but I feel like we're gonna cry the whole time. So I might have to see it by myself first and then take it.
Like, can we talk about Beyonce singing in the background? I said, okay, now.
Listen, giving us full strength on these vocals.
Full strength.
He giving
And
us strong.
I was listening. I heard them runs. I said, okay, B.
And she's doing like intricate, like operatics. That girl's ear is unmatched. Do you hear me?
It's ridiculous.
And she's classically trained, so of course she's got that already programmed in her head musically. The fact that she can translate it onto R&B songs and other genres and stuff, it's just amazing. She's awesome.
People, they really don't have a clue how incredible she really is.
If they really listen to her.
Oh.
Like, aside from all the dancing and the amazing performer and entertainer she is, close your eyes and listen to the stuff this girl does with her throat.
With her throat. Vocally, she is. And to be honest with you, even, years ago, I can remember, some Destiny's Child records. I can remember some of her on her very first solo album, listening to things like, oh my gosh, she did a run on Dangerously in Love that I said, wait a minute.
That whole album, she showed us what she was made of. Like, she made it her business to show us, this is what I've been hiding this whole
range time. And everything.
Vocal agility and
control. I'm like, oh my gosh. And what I appreciate about her, other than other artists, is the versatility.
Yeah.
Some artists that will go nameless, they are powerhouses, but that's all we see. Every song is a powerhouse song.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just want you to sing very musically and sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she gives you that. She can do that. She can sing hard. She can sing high. She can sing very low. She can sing in other languages and still do rhymes in other languages.
She can rap. She can. She does it all.
Right. She can run in heels and sing at the same time. And
period. I have so much respect for any woman that can do that.
Just the work ethic is just, it's amazing. It
is. It really
so I'm excited to see the movie. Will Smith has really proven himself as an actor over the years. Just to see, from Fresh Prince to, Men in Black to a lot of the other films that he's done, he has really, just grown to a level that is unexplainable as an actor.
Yeah. He's amazing. I love seeing him in more serious roles like this. Because we know that he's got his comedic chops down. Like that's not to be argued. Right. But to see his range in stuff like this where he plays more serious roles, and he's able to tap into those places where you still get to see a little bit of Will, but he's spot on with a lot of the portrayals that they give him. He can still be able to slide a little bit of his comedic range in there, but for the most part, he kind of stays the course of the role. And I think he's doing an amazing job. In just that trailer, enough is enough to make me want to like really see this. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with it.
Listen, Collateral Beauty made me respect Will Smith more as a. Oh gosh, yes.
I loved Collateral Beauty. I hated how hard I cried on it, but I loved Collateral Beauty. But when he was in what was it, 7 Pounds? The one where he was a guy that was trying to make up for a car wreck that he caused.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, he really showed me his serious acting chops in that one. I was like, ooh, all right, Fresh Prince, let's get it.
Right, so believable.
he does a great job. So I think that's going to be a great movie. I want to, if that's just one of the songs on the soundtrack though, and Beyonce is doing all of that on there, I'm looking forward to the soundtrack as well.
Me too.
I always look forward to really good. One of the things I love about good movies is good soundtracks, and they don't make them like they used to. You know, back in the 90s, like it caught me off guard too, Savannah. Listen, I was like, now he's taking me way too fast to this movie now. I thought I was gonna laugh at least once. Child, I ain't cracked a smile. I'm wiping tears the whole. I'm like, dude, now you did that.
Right.
But you know, back in the days, they used to have like bomb soundtracks. Like you remember movies like Boomerang and
Waiting to
House
Exhale.
Party, Waiting to Exhale. Yeah, all of them used to have such dope soundtracks.
Bodyguard.
Love Jones and Bodyguard and all that. Like they used to have such dope soundtracks. So I miss that. So this one looks like it might have a pretty good soundtrack to it. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Oh yeah, the Space Jam soundtrack.
Oh, Kiana, now you went back with that one.
And you know, a lot of people, Will Smith wasn't a chart-topping artist, you know, into the early 2000s and stuff like that, as well as he did initially. But I always loved Will Smith because his rapping was clean. It was fun.
Right.
You know, I like that one. Turn it over and switch. I feel like I was in church.
I like that one. I said the same thing. See, we way too churchy. Because that's exactly how I went. Like, I'm not supposed to be double clapping on Switch, but that's where it took you.
It took me there.
But you still can't, like, that man is a part of the fabric of the 90s. It's like he was a part of the soundtrack to my childhood. Like, to this day, I'm 37, and I can still hear Summertime when July hits.
Yeah.
When June, July, and August hits, I will play Summertime. Because it's just like the consummate summer anthem of our time. Absolutely. You know, but he always put out really cool music. It had a tendency to get a little on the cheese every now and then, but for the most part, like I loved him. I loved his energy. He was just
like getting jiggy with it. Nah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, that was
and the Men in Black song, his redo his cover of Forgive Me Not. Yeah. Wild West.
Yeah.
The movie bombed, but that song was like everybody knows that song. Everybody knows that song. So yeah, he's definitely earned his place in the entertainment industry.
That's what Dreamgirls had no skips. I agree.
That's true. That was a really good soundtrack.
It was. Well, guys, now it is time for one of my favorite parts of the show. Ask the Pew. Here we go. Question number 1.
This is Tiffany from Dallas, Texas. And so my question is, what do you do when you have some members of your ministry fight against the vision of the pastor? They don't agree with anything that the pastor kind of sets forth, yet they won't leave the ministry and find maybe a ministry that they do agree with the vision or can get on board with. What do you do in that regard with those members?
Oh, Ashley.
My Lord. I would be on here tonight that this question comes up. I can only speak from a pastor's daughter's perspective, and that question made my blood boil because I've seen that firsthand. I've seen that happen. it puts me in a state of confusion because I've always wanted everybody to. When I was little, I wanted everybody to get along and I wanted everybody to stay. You know, nobody fighting in church, nobody disagree in church. But the older I get, and the more I realize people's mindsets and mentalities and personalities, and just the way that some people are just dead set on being.
Right.
I don't want nobody nowhere that they don't want to be. That's what I'm saying. I don't want nobody nowhere that they don't want to be. If you don't agree with the mindset of the vision of the church, leave.
Leave.
Period.
And that's it.
That's a complete answer. Leave is a complete answer. Because there's no reason for you to still be there. You know, there's no reason for pastors they want to pastor sheep, not goats.
That's right.
And if you're just there to be there to voice your opinion and to buck against everything that is going on, then you're not a help to the ministry. You're a hindrance and you're a distraction. And just leave. Like the part about being against the vision, like that's bad enough. But you against the vision and you still there? Why?
Why?
Like, what is it that you want to do? No weapon formed against a ministry that has God's hand on it is going to prosper. So nothing that you do is going to be able to bring the ministry down. And the fact that you are still sitting there with that mentality of possibly bringing the ministry down has got you in a real dangerous place with God. I think that kind of mindset is dangerous. That you don't agree with anything that's going on, but you're still a part of the governing body. Like, get out of there. There's a church on every corner. Why are you still at this one? And nowadays churches are so frivolous that all you got to do is look for something that agrees with the same thing you agree with.
That's right.
Spiritually and naturally. Just go there.
Please and thank you.
Next
question.
Because you're a pastor. You're a pastor.
You answered it right. I'm going to the next question because they don't wore me out.
My name is Maggie Rodriguez. I reside here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, originally from New Jersey. And my question is, what do you tell people that do not believe in the Word of God? Those non-believers in Jesus and in the Bible. And how do you personally feel for those people that are so-called non-believers?
You know, a lot of times,
And how?
You know, that's a loaded question too. These are really interesting tonight, people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how do I feel? I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
Especially if they know the word, they've heard about it, and they choose not to believe. You know, some people need to be educated.
Yeah.
You know, I recently befriended someone who was Muslim. She was born Muslim. So that's all she knew. And one thing that I really appreciated about what she says, I wouldn't have a problem being a Christian or becoming a Christian, but I just need to be educated.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know what is it that you guys believe? What is the difference? And a lot of times we just tell people you need to believe in God and you need to know that God and Jesus is the same person. And
Right.
Jesus, but it's like,
well, believe that now. Now,
believe
that there is one faith.
There's one Lord, one faith,
one Lord,
baptism.
one faith.
And we
Amen.
baptize in who? In Jesus' name.
name.
Hey! Glory. No, baptize in the Father, Son. Oh, no. In Jesus' name. Yeah. Whew.
I'm in the church now. Don't make me tap my feet. These wood floors. My God.
I'll go with you in a minute. But no. But you have to teach. You have to show them in the word. You have to, have a study session with them.
Yeah.
So that they can study to show thyself approved, rightly dividing the word, not just talking at them.
Right.
No. And so, yeah, people who choose not to, Kevin, people who choose not to believe, I feel.
Kiana, watch your tone. Watch your tone, daughter. Listen.
Ooh, Kiana. Oh, glory.
My God. One way to God.
That's it.
Yee.
And but yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
But another thing that you also have to realize is that everybody that's a non-believer is not that way because of ignorance. Some people have chosen to believe another thing because of their experiences, not necessarily experiences that are valid
right
in a certain way. But people that have become unhappy with the way that Christianity has gone to them,
Yes.
or just decided that they didn't want to abide by what God has called for us to do in our everyday lives, and chose to go in a different direction. Some people feel like God has disappointed them or let them down. And with those type of people, you have to be that's why it's very, very important to have your own personal relationship with God, because you can't, first of all, you can't tell people about a God you don't know. Secondly, you have to have the compassion, genuine love and compassion in your heart and in your spirit that God calls for us to have, because you can't minister to people in a way that will annoy them.
Shine brightly.
Let
your light
your light so shine that
Because I'm
men will
telling
see
you,
it, and it'll point people to Him.
Right, not toting your Bible, not
Right.
passing out tracts like a Jehovah's Witness, but living the life in front of them. Sometimes people don't want to believe because they like, well, you more depressed, you more down and out, you got the
Hello, and
nastiest
who wants a
attitude, you
Jesus
more
like
hateful.
that? Who
Come
wants
on.
that Jesus?
No faith. You don't believe. You get a bad report. You in the bed like a vegetable for weeks. No, they don't want that. They don't want that.
Yeah, and faith is one of the main things you have to have in order to draw somebody to God. Like, how could you possibly teach somebody about a God that you don't have faith in? And you have to do more than just talk about it. Like a songwriter once said, I'd rather see a sermon than hear one any day.
That's right.
People have to be able to see you walking out the stuff that you're trying to draw them into. But what do I look like trying to tell you to come to Jesus if you don't never see me at church, and I'm in every place that you're going to?
Exactly.
I'm doing everything you're doing. So what reason would you have to even change? So we have to make ourselves examples. The Bible says that we're walking epistles.
That's right.
So we have to make sure that what we're doing is drawing people closer.
Yes, yes.
And we have to have the compassion that is needed to understand their mindsets, so that they can be brought closer to God, and that they can feel safe. I don't want to talk to nobody I don't feel safe expressing my feelings or my emotions.
Right.
I don't like that. I don't like being around people or talking to people that I feel are going to attack everything that I have to say to them.
That's right.
And that aren't even going to try to attempt to understand me. You don't have to agree with it, but if we're in a conversation where you're trying to let me in on something that that I don't, you have to try to understand where I'm coming from, so you can know how to teach me the other way to think about that.
That's right.
But just pounding somebody with, no, you're wrong. You need to believe in Jesus. You need to believe in God. You need to do this. You need to do that. Blah, blah, blah. Because. I'm so sick of hearing that.
Right.
Just because. That is not an answer. Tell me the depth that you have as to why you believe in God. And if it doesn't go any further than just because, you need to reevaluate your witness.
That's right.
And your relationship.
That's right. All right, y'all. We got one last question. Here we go.
Hey, y'all. It's me, Tracy. I got me a question, y'all. So I let my kids go trick-or-treating or whatever. They went with my husband, and they look real cute, okay? And I had on me a little cat suit with my pops, and I had my hair real cute, and I had on like some little cat ears. And when they came to the door talking about trick or treat, I was like, meow. But my girlfriend come telling me that I was out of order for letting my kids trick or treat. And I told her, I was like, honey, how you gonna tell me I'm out of order and you fornicate? So my question is it wrong for us to let our kids go trick or treating? But I mean, I ain't worried about what that scallywag saying. But I want to know y'all opinion. Okay. Thank you, my babies.
Okay. Okay.
First of all, the fact that Bess just came in here and had to ask me something, but he stopped at the door when he heard this playing and said, Tracy.
Oh, Wiki.
Ron, I am so glad that Javis is not here.
Listen, he's going in. Kiana talking about, I'm so confused. Kobe.
It's such a distraction. Like all of the I don't understand. I don't understand.
So her
what is the question?
So she let her kids go trick or treating, and it sounds like one of her girlfriends told her she was wrong for letting her kids go trick or treating. The funny part to me was
when she got her.
Oh yeah, how you go? You fornicate?
No, that killed me. That killed me. That really took me out.
Wait, Kevin said it was the scallywag for him. Ooh, wait, Kevin said that's what took her out.
Oh my God.
No, what got me was she had on her a cat suit with her pumps and her ears, and when the kid said trick or treat, she said
meow.
Tracy, we are not laughing at you. Let me just well, I can't lie. We're not making light of your question. All right.
Yo. So what is she asking us?
Oh,
what is
stop? I'm trying so hard.
Yo.
Okay, so she's saying that is it wrong that her kids were trick or treat? Listen, I took my kids trick or treat. Now I don't believe. Let me tell you what I don't believe in. We're not going to church in no costumes. And I know some church did their harvest days, and the kids was walking around like little ninjas. And, no, we're not doing that at church. Okay. Kevin, stop! I'm trying. So we're not doing little ninjas at church. No, but I feel like if the kids want to play dressed up in something cute and friendly and uppy, like my daughter was a little princess and my son was the Black Panther. I don't see anything wrong with that. We don't trick, we just go get them treats. That's all we do. That's all. I wasn't allowed to trick or treat until I was older. And I think I probably just did it because I snuck and did it, whatever. But I think that, people are like, well, when you know what Halloween means and stuff like that. No, we don't do Halloween. We don't celebrate Halloween. I'm not creating graveyards in the lawn with rip signs, none of that. Cobwebs with fake spiders. No. But if to put my kids on little costumes and let them go get some free candy, I don't care about that.
Period. And I really don't see anything wrong with it. Like as long as you're not indulging in, like you said, all of spooky and demonic stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a fun time of the year. You know, it gives me a chance to purposely scare the crap out of myself. I sit at my house and watch all the Scream movies and both of the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies and Casper the Friendly Ghost and stuff like that. Savannah, that almost killed me. Girl. But I just think it's fun. You know, it's a fun time for the kids, and as long as you teach them what they're really doing it for, and it's not, you know, the other stuff. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I agree with Tracy. My thing is, we so quick to point fingers, but you fornicating.
That part. Now, the way she said it was funny, but she ain't lied yet.
Yeah, because it's like you doing everything under the sun. You worried about my kids going to get some candy? You worried about the wrong thing, baby.
Period.
So I think we make things too deep. It's not that deep. Yeah. You know, it's just like, you know, you worried about, you know, who out trick or treating and doing this and that. You know what? It's about what it originates from and what it means. Well, sagging pants originated from people getting their booties tapped in jail, and these men still walking around with their pants low. And got the nerve to have on color underwear, mesh underwear, designer underwear. Want you to see it.
Hello. And let's go even further. Let's go further than that. How many folks are still saying Happy Easter and not Happy Resurrection Day?
Right.
Oh, okay. Get out of here. Like, we know how to act. We know what to do and what not to do.
Right. Uh-oh, Kiana.
Kiana, you're not finna kill me tonight. I told you when we started this show, I said watch her comment.
Yeah, I really want to know that what this cat suit look like, and did she say meow or just me?
I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Y'all be choking me. You know my sinuses be draining. Okay. That's the question that needs to be answered. Really? Renee say that part. Oh, okay. It's time to go because y'all crazy.
Tracy always does it for us.
That's why I always make sure her question lasts. It can't be first.
Please.
If I put Tracy's question first, we won't make it to the other question. So I purposely put her question in order to go last. The first one, Kof. Well, we love y'all. Thank you for hanging out with us. Javis sent me a message. Y'all know he's in school to be a doctor or to get his doctorates. And he was taking the test and just could not get through it. Pastor Monique had a meeting tonight and didn't get out in time either. So they send their love and they will see you guys next week. Thanks for hanging with me and Ashley. We love y'all so much.
Oh, let me plug this right quick. The shirt that I have on is from a friend of mine. His name is Justin Foster. And it says, mind your business. It's just a play on words. So it's not a rude shirt. But it's encouraging entrepreneurs to mind your Black-owned businesses or your self-owned.
I love that.
So he has these shirts on his website. It's www.just10foster.com. Mm-hmm. And he's an amazing talent. He's done so much with clothing and as well as he does a lot of graphic work, a lot of photo shoots and stuff for people's flyers and CD covers and stuff that you might not even know was his work.
Oh, wow.
Magazine covers and spreads and stuff like that. So he's really a dope guy. So if you get a chance, please go hit him up on IG. He's under Just 10 Foster, JUS 10 Foster on IG, and hit him up for one of these shirts. So thank you, Justin, for giving me.
Listen, some of y'all need to get the shirt. Let it resonate in your spirit.
Yes, indeed.
Because we like to be in everybody else's business, but let me make you free tonight. I need you to mind the business that pays.